Connery Curious.
Saga, Last Crusade, You Only Live Twice, and the Anderson Tapes, Murder on the Orient Express.
You never know what the wheel's gonna spin next. Marty and a woman of straw, and a wounded man in Africa. We are curious of the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
Mario Lima.
Dylan Titus. What's happening?
How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. It's nice. We kind of survived a very hectic rain. Did you get rain in this area?
So I was on my way home from work, and I saw a big flash of lightning, and I was stuck on the highway with 30 minutes ahead of me, and I checked the weather and for my town, and said 100% chance of rain and lightning, and I'm like, oh no, those windows are open.
Oh man!
Luckily, I beat the rain home, even with half an hour on the highway in traffic. I beat the rain.
It was bad because I was almost because my town is literally surrounded by water, so I was like, am I gonna do this remotely today, or what's going on? Because it was so heavy. And the thunder was so loud, cinematic. It was super
the lightning
loud.
is always cinematic.
Yeah, thunder and lightning, everything was just crazy. So I was like, shit, man. And I kind of chilled out. But I guess we're kind of getting that Hurricane Debbie back end, I guess. And it's
well,
rough.
I just settled on my lawsuit. Fuck you, Debbie.
Fuck you, Debbie. But we're good now. We're here. And ready for another episode of Connery Curious, the podcast where myself and Dylan Titus here go through every single film in the extensive, amazing, awesome filmography of the late, great Sir Sean Connery. And today,
filmography.
Yeah.
And also, you had said earlier, it would be interesting to see how we would do a remote episode now that we are recording in the Proving Ground.
I would assume, would you still be in here?
You know what? I think I would.
I think you just put me on the fireplace, probably. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, that would be, I'm having a conversation with you in the fireplace.
Yeah.
Like you're Sirius Black.
Get a smaller TV and put it on this chair, and you talk to me. I think that'd be hilarious.
Okay.
That might work out.
Yeah.
I think it could be funny. I don't know how nice it would look on camera, but we could. I don't know.
Well, you know what we'd do is we'd film it as is, and if there's any visual imperfection, we would
key it out.
Yeah, we would key this.
Because there's a I don't know what you call them, a company, I guess, channel that I watch called Kinda Funny. And there's a lot of guys that left IGN back, and it's like Greg Miller. I don't know if you know who Greg Miller is. He's kind of they were legends in the IGN days, early on. But they have a nice studio now, and when they have people, it looks like Sports Center. You know what I mean? They have a big table and big green screen behind them with cool graphics behind them. And if somebody's calling in remotely, they kind of just key them out using green screen and put them in the scene looking like they're sitting there. It's really cool. Sometimes they're so good that you almost are like, oh wait, he's not really there. You see his hand go off camera. I'm like, wow,
that looks cut off.
Really good. So maybe there's a way we can get me to kind of be digitally inserted in a chair sometime or something. Who knows?
Well, maybe you set up a green screen at your house.
Yeah, and then go from there.
Yeah.
It'll be a whole thing.
You only can, based on the dimensions of your room, you can only film it from your waist up. So I use an old clip of you here, so your legs never move.
Or they don't match.
And I key you onto that.
Or we can get just 2 hours of me sitting here for B-roll, and just use that.
Yeah, and I talk against you, but you don't respond.
Or even funnier, get Nicole to sit here. And so it's my head on clearly woman's legs.
Just your head on her entire body.
And we never say anything about it.
And exact size proportion, too.
Yeah.
So it's a much bigger head on a much
Giant
smaller
head
body.
on Nicole.
Like, your head is normal size, but
No,
in comparison,
I have a big head. I have a huge head.
compared to your body, you have
Yeah.
a
But no,
normal
I have
size head, but compared to Nicole's body, you
It's
have a
gonna be
fucking
massive.
bobblehead.
Oh, it's gonna be huge. We might do that. That's a good idea.
That would be
I'm
really
into it,
funny.
man.
I'll just get like 6 reactions of Nicole just
Yeah. It's fine. I think we do it.
scratching up higher than her head. Because if she was scratching her own head, it would just be like you scratching your own brain.
Oh yeah, seriously. But anyways, we are here live in the studio to cover
2 weeks
another-
after the fact.
2 weeks after the fact. Yeah, we're still on our 2-week schedule.
Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind that.
I'm sure.
It's kind of the best way to go forward with it, given I'm working a full-time job now, and not that I wasn't working a full-time job before, but this one's a little more demanding of my time. I also have clients here in the studio, recording clients.
So much.
That's a little shameless self-promo here. If you are in the New England area, or even not in the New England area, and you're just around the New England area, come to the Proving Ground. We've got an awesome recording space here. We've had bands in already, and it's been a great time. If you're looking for an interesting studio to record in that used to be an armory and work with 2 Providence-based producers.
Man, you guys are killing it, man. I haven't heard any of the. I've heard a couple mixes, but sounding great, man. You've had quite a few like different acts here. You had Slow Bo Home, which is a jug band, and you had like a couple of
I had an
R&B.
unnamed, kind of R&B
stuff.
rock group. Now, I don't know if I said this to you, but so on the last episode of Connery Curious, a little insider baseball here, Mario came over to record, but as he came over, myself and my studio partner, Eric, who before he was shot with a harpoon,
Hope he's
he
looking
made a full
better.
recovery because he was here.
He's looking better.
Wait, I got my... After he was shot with the harpoon. Anyway.
This was before when we went back in time to stop ourselves from shooting him.
Yes, exactly. But before that, we were here being interviewed by a band. And they were basically interviewing us to see if we were the ones that will do the job of producing their next record.
They seemed
And
very excited and
they
eager.
seemed very excited.
So-
One of them was just all bundled up on the couch, excited, like happy about the space. And that was actually the 4-piece R&B rock group, unnamed. That's what they said about the spot. They had gone to a studio the day before, and when they were here the next day, they said, "Oh, we like this place way more. We should have come here both days."
Oh wow, let's go.
So it made me feel really good that the vibes in here are good. So forgive me, I don't mean to gloat. I'm just feeling very good about my studio. Our studio, Eric and I, and you too. You come in here and you make art, and forgive me, I'm just all giddy and excited. I've got a studio, guys.
It's exciting, man.
So yeah, if you are in the New England area and you're a musician, or you want to be a musician, you just want to create a work of art, come on into the Proving Ground, and let's produce something.
Let's make some music.
The Proving Ground, a studio with room to grow.
But today we are making some art of our own here.
Yeah.
Talking some more Connery.
Yeah, let's talk about a room. Well, this is a studio with room to grow, but let's talk about a space that has no room to grow.
No oxygen.
Yeah.
And so many leather-bound books. No,
Yes,
leather-
many leather-bound books.
But like,
And,
yeah, we're
smells
talking
of rich mahogany.
rich mahogany. What are we talking about this week, Dylan?
Time.
Lock.
Time lock. That's fun.
It's a very exciting title.
It's a very exciting title.
It is. And surprisingly, I was like not sure what to think of this movie. Very old, 1957.
It's one of Connery's earliest films.
To the point where he does have a name, but he's still known as Welder 2 or Welder 1.
Yes, but his name is Bill.
Bill.
And I just realized I forgot to pull up the sheet here. This was his 4th film. Third credit, but fourth film.
Crazy that we haven't covered his first film yet.
Indeed. Maybe we'll get it next. I wonder. Third credit, fourth film. Time Lock, 1957. I did myself the favor of putting together this handy dandy sheet here because there's very little information. So, I guess I'll do my trailer voice.
Do the trailer voice.
A boy is accidentally locked in a bank vault. With less than 10 hours of oxygen left in the vault, it becomes a race to save the boy.
Oh yes, that's basically it. That's the fucking movie.
That's
man.
the whole plot.
It's insane.
This was 71 minutes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, nice,
72,
nice,
73?
easy watch.
Something like that.
I'll be real with you. Like I was like, my brain was scattered this morning. I enjoyed the movie, but I was like playing a little bit of Spider-Man 2 on the PS5 today.
While you were watching it?
So it's I put it picture in picture. So I'm like literally swinging. I'm watching the movie.
That's disrespectful, sir.
And it was it was fucking relaxing as fuck, man. Because it was a mission. I was in a bank fighting Shocker, and it was awesome. And I was like, I feel like I'm in the movie. Like a picture. This is happening. The kid got locked in the vault, and fucking Spider-Man's fighting Shocker in the other room. Imagine that.
Shocker would have burst through that vault in a second.
They should have called Shocker.
Exactly.
But, man,
Spider-Man would be like, I'm letting you off the hook for this one. If you save this boy,
But
don't get to keep any money.
But I put that shit down as soon as I saw Connery come in, man, because that was a thing. I was like wondering, I'm like, okay, we know he's a welder. We thought we were gonna have like a tough time finding him, right? Remember, we were kind of like, oh man, like we gotta really pay attention.
Yeah, welder doesn't like scream prominent role, especially when he's
like you think
credited as second welder on
You think of a car
spreadsheet.
chase, and like there was like a guy in a construction like site, and like they flew by him for a second. But no, this dude has a role.
Slow down.
Slow down. But no, he had a way bigger role than I thought he would. Like he's got a pretty big role.
Yeah.
In this. Both of the welders do.
Yeah, one of them gets injured pretty badly. Not Connery, but
yeah. But Connery has lines. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like wondering if he was going to talk.
he presents logic.
Yeah, like the whole time, like I'm like, he's here for a while. When he starts talking, I get excited. I was like, holy shit! So because like I'm like, we always think about how we're gonna rate. We tend to rate the quick cameos that he's made in movies highly. Like we gave him a 10 in the last episode, and he was just at the end of the movie.
That was deserved. He was fantastic.
Yeah, so we'll get to that point later, but I was shocked at how much Connery we got in this movie. Just getting some lines there. He's at the end. We see him in the background. It's like it's like the end of an Avengers movie. You know what I mean? It's like it was really cool, man. And yeah, there's a lot more exciting than I thought it was going to be. It's a simple movie. It's very simple.
Incredibly simple. This might be maybe the simplest film we've watched.
Yeah, which I think is
Boy
why
is locked in vault. Oxygen low, must open vault. That's
Yeah.
the whole plot of movie.
Yeah, which is why I think it made it easier for me to play, because I could not play a Spider-Man during anything else. I couldn't have watched it during Robin Hood. I couldn't watch it during something else where you have to really
I think you can be
focus in
forgiven
on
for playing
everything.
Spider-Man during this one.
I had a bank in a banquet Shocker, but it's such a simple thing. You can kind of like just listen to it, like very the writing's good in this. I think it's like really simple, man, and I just the kid's hilarious. But my favorite character, my first note. I don't do many notes.
Yeah,
no
I've
mental
got my notes here. Go
But
on.
I think my favorite character in this movie is the janitor.
Oh, the very slow janitor.
Like, he's like hilarious.
He basically is Hans Moleman.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, he's just so.
Hudson.
What is his name again?
Hello?
Like just
Dawson. Hudson.
Like he's getting so frustrated. The alarm's going off, and he's like trying to listen to this guy who can barely like speak. Like he's like a sloth.
Oh, I found him.
Like they should have had him on the phone the whole movie. And like like I found it. Like we already got the kid out of the vault. It's already over. Oh,
I've arrived.
He shows up, but he was one of my favorite characters. He was just like really funny.
I forgot to write a note about the janitor because, yeah, he was adorable. And Nicole and I watched this together, and we were both kind of yelling, "Pick up the phone!
Yeah,
Pick up the phone! He's just sitting there, waiting."
And the way he holds the phone is so far away from him. Like he must sound like he was like on the other side.
Well,
of the
there's
fucking
an
thing.
alarm going off on the other side. So
That's true, but
yeah.
still, he just the way he's holding
it
it.
would be annoying to hear.
Oh, everybody is gone. This is the janitor. You'll have to call Monday.
Hello, this is Mole Man in the morning. Good Mole Man to you.
My first note is Mom's acting. And I took that note early on because for the first 2/3 of the movie, while this mother's child is trapped in a bank vault with oxygen depleting, this mother shows almost no emotion. It is Betty McDowell. Now, I'm not knocking you as a human, Miss McDowell. I'm sure you are a wonderful human. Maybe you're not. Who knows? I hope you are. But, boy, you're acting in the first 2/3 of this. It's just the blankest of expressions.
I mean, I took that because obviously the second half, it's like a lot of emotion.
Yeah. She comes to show emotion eventually.
I just took that as shock. Sometimes something like crazy like that happens, you're kind of like, you don't know how to really react. You know what I mean? Something shocking like that happens, you're kind of like, sometimes you don't know how to feel.
That's true.
I've had, deaths in the family where I'm just kind of like, I've kind of sat there for like a bit and be like, wow. First you're like, wow. And then you're kind of like, you don't really, hit anything. But then like, it just hits you.
Yeah.
And then like, you're like, okay, fuck. Then that's when the emotion comes in. So,
But I think even in that moment where you're not reacting, somebody would look at you and see the human gears turning. Be like, oh yeah, he's getting ready to react. Like he's processing. She doesn't even look like she's processing. You know what I mean? Forgive me. Maybe I'm not trying to insult this actress because Betty McDowell, you do a great job in the latter half of this film. Like you really ramp up your performance, not in a cheesy way.
but yeah, some of the the 50s, man. 50s was like, different. Like, the kid's adorable. It's like, Daddy, please get me out. I swear I'll be good.
That broke my heart.
Like, he was just like, he's just adorable, man. Like, just like you could tell he like had a cue card. He was like, look at that. It's like, okay. And then he was in line. He's an adorable kid. But like, even like at the end, because I'm like, because I got nervous. I know we're kind of jumping ahead, but like at the end, when they finally cut in and he reaches his arm out, like they don't show any shot of the kid like reacting. Like I'm like, oh no, is this gonna end like? Is the kid gonna die? I'm like, they wouldn't do that. I'm like, it's probably gonna be like a thing.
I didn't know what to think.
I was like, maybe the kid's dead. Maybe he found a way out the other way. I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, not gonna be any shot of the kid. I'm like, is he good? Let me see him. And then you see him as stiff as a plank, man. He did a great job. He did a better death job than half of the other actors we've seen like during this podcast.
Shall we talk about him?
Yeah, let's talk about this little guy.
So I made some notes. His name is Vincent Winter.
I want to see, what's he look like now? Do we have a picture of him now? I'm always so curious to see because he must be what, like, he's got to be old, right? That's him?
I guess so.
Really?
I guess so.
Does he have an IMDb when you click on his link or his Wikipedia? He died in 98.
So I want to talk about his credits first. So this looks like an older picture of him. Nope, no, that's not. But he's playing an awesome guitar here.
He's
an awesome bass.
Slapping the bass. Still, even seeing him as like a teenager or whatever is cool.
Okay, well, let me go over some facts that I gathered about him today.
Okay.
So, Vincent Winter As an adult, he continued to work for the film industry behind the scenes. He was a production manager on such films as Superman 3,
What?
Temple of Doom,
What?
The Color Purple, and For Your Eyes Only.
Wow.
He also worked as an assistant director and actor in Superman, The Little Kidnappers, and Superman 3.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the little boy, Vincent Winter, as Stephen Walker. Now, I also have a note here that Alan Gifford as George Foster and Robert Beatty, who plays Pete Dawson, the engineer who knows just how to get into that safe, they appear together in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't get over that. The indie and For Your Eyes Only thing. Like,
Right.
That's insane. Like, that's what there's our Bond connection. We always look for one of them.
Now, I made my note about the mom's acting, so I'm going to make my note about the dad's acting now. Because he also doesn't seem like a dad that is like... I mean, he's very distraught. Like, he shows true distress, but it's also like... I feel like it's a little... I don't know. It's... we'll get into that. So, when he's talking into the megaphone there...
That thing was ridiculous.
One, he keeps asking the kid questions. Stop asking the kid questions he can't
Do you see
answer.
it, boy? Do you see it? Did you grab the key? Yeah.
You can't hear him. But when he's holding it, he looks like he's about to turn into a werewolf.
Put your hand inside the little box, and Daddy will tell you what to do.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like, wait, he was holding it weird?
Like, let me see if I can pull it up.
But I thought that contraption was hilarious. That giant megaphone thing. I was like, I was waiting for it to blow up like the guitar cabinet in Back to the Future 1. You know when Marty plugs the guitar in a Doc's house?
Yeah.
And it just blows up. I was like, that's how they should blow up the fucking safe door.
That's what I'm referring to.
It's the way he's holding it.
You tell me that man doesn't look like he's about to turn into a werewolf.
Well, he's definitely like, it just shows how long he's been like chilling there, man.
I don't know. It's that classic framing, or maybe like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh, so that's what it is. The
Yeah.
way his head is, like you think something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it.
Okay, and then I've got another note. This character, we were skimming by him. This character here, Zeter. Nicole and I were watching this, and I said, I think Zeter is a Nazi officer in hiding. And Nicole goes, oh, definitely. He's so weird and uncomfortable, and he's kind of just like, there's a moment where the bank manager is like, this is my fault. Like, I'm the manager. I should have been on top of this. And Zeter's like, well, if the kid dies, we just got to move forward in life. It's like, whoa, you're backing up my Nazi theory.
He's like, I got shit to do, man.
Like,
And his
13 years ago, you fled Germany.
he's like living. His house looks like the Bond's hotel room in Doctor No.
It also looks like a rear projection. Like he's not actually there.
I don't know. Maybe it looks pretty good.
What else you got for notes?
Let's see. Well, I was just really frustrated with that other banker. I guess she was a banker too. Yeah, she obviously worked there as well. The one who notices the kid go into the vault. If I saw a kid go into the vault, no one were closing, I'd be like, hey, can you get your kid out of there? Or like, hey, buddy, don't go in there. And they're like distracted by it. Like
She lets him go behind the counter.
Like, it's a very simple, like, scenario. They're like, how do we get the kid to, like, go into the vault accidentally?
Well, we have her be a little not cautious. Reckless. We have her be a little reckless.
But the whole thing is,
yeah,
like,
you go behind the the desk. Go ahead.
Well, they're sort of distracted by the fucking car accident.
That's reasonable. I like
and I'm
that.
like, okay, that's interesting. And then they turn around and it's like, oh, I saw him. Like, she saw him go into the vault, but she was so distracted. By the time I turned around, you were closing the door. I'm like, this whole movie could have been avoided if you just like said, hey, watch out for the kid or whatever. Or like,
If
you know.
that could have been avoided if also the woman with the perfectly round head you're referring to.
Yeah.
But there's that moment where he's playing with his flashlight and he runs behind the desk and she's like, okay. No, that's when you grab him and turn him around by the shoulders and back to mom and dad now.
Yeah, like don't run around a fucking bank and you have this freaking like.
That'd be like if I worked at a restaurant and a kid just went in the back and be like, whoa, back there you go.
Yeah, my
No.
God, that's like, it's like. It's just insane. Like, you know, it's like having a kid run around with the oven open. You know what I mean? It's like just the kid's gonna hurt himself.
Yeah.
Hit the door or something. But like, it's just the setup is very. I'm not saying that the setup is careless, like the writing, but just everything is so careless there and like just insane. And man, the security man, the time lock itself is very cool looking to me.
We said it.
Like.
They say a lot in this
Take a
movie.
shot every time you hear time lock. The time lock. By
You
the way,
will
it's the
be
time lock. Time lock.
fucking hammered if you do that.
Yeah, because when
I
he
should have
first
done a dab
when he
every
first
time
when
I
he
said
first said, "Oh, the time lock," I'm like, "Oh, he said it. Oh, he said it again.
Yeah.
He said it again and again."
Oh my god!
Said it again.
Stop saying it.
But the time lock itself is very cool. Like when they're setting it up, I'm like, "There's no like." I'm sure it developed. Obviously, the technology is very different. Like, you know, even back then, like, there's no fail safe. Like,
Right.
once you lock it, it's locked till fucking Monday. Like, they set it up for however many hours they said, 60-something hours.
And they say that we enter in our combinations. If we enter it fast enough, like, why is that? Why is that the only failsafe?
Yeah.
And we didn't do it fast enough. Okay, failsafe is done now.
Yeah, I was trying to understand. I'm like, there's no way you can get this thing open at all. Like, you have to wait. Like, even if the kid wasn't in there and like, okay, we have to access something in there, can't do it till Monday because it's on a fucking time lock. It was very frustrating, and you know, there are a couple of frustrating things about this movie.
I agree.
There's one scene that in my notes I can think of is when they're talking to the doctor. I think it's one of the detectives or something is talking to him and stuff. And they're like, you know, oh, a kid could like last for about like 10 something hours or whatever. And like, oh, that's good then. Well, no, because he's been like all
We've already
energetic.
been at it for 5 hours.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, he's been all energetic and he hasn't been like sleeping, or if he was sleeping, it'd be good. But
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
probably panicking.
But then they're like, then like something else happens, like, oh, then this would be good. Like, actually, no. Like he always had something like, actually, no. Like,
How
he
big
makes
is
you
the
think-
vault? It's this many. Well, actually, there's stuff in there, so it's less air.
Yeah.
And he's right about all of these things.
But he sets
his
you up.
delivery is-
But he sets you up to give you hope and fucking shoots your fucking balloon down. Like he's just like, he's like, you know, oh yeah, kids usually last about 10 hours. Oh, we should be good then. Yeah, but he's been fucking around in there probably with his flashlight, so he's probably gonna fucking die sooner. I'm like, well, fucking shit, man, stop fucking getting me all hyped up and shooting me down, man.
Cuts
Like,
to, he's just in there. Yeah. He's just like making noises.
He's
unnecessary.
eating the money. That's what I was hoping he was gonna do. Is start eating the money and shit.
Damn it! I'm gonna have to drink my own pee.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, at first I was thinking like, oh, it can't be that bad. This kind of chill in there. But then I'm like, oh yeah, the oxygen and all that stuff. Because I always think of like, you know, just other movies where like I forgot what movie I saw where like the robber got stuck into the vault, but he was fine after however long, but different time, I guess. It's not fucking 50s, but. Yeah, just like it's a very good premise for a movie you couldn't do today because the technology is so different. It'd be like, you know, there's no excuse that we can't open this vault and get the kid out. You know what I mean?
Well, here's what I think. You can do this movie today. 1,000,000% you can do this today. It just takes place in 1957.
That's really, yeah. Yeah, you can't do it like when the technology these days, it would not work.
But you remake it as with the filmmaking knowledge and skills and technique and style that we have today. I want to see this as an A24 film. Same thing. I say that because as I was watching, let me get her name again. As I was watching Betty McDowell not emote at all I could think of, you say shock. Have you seen Hereditary?
No.
Watch that film and watch Tori Spelling portray somebody dealing with grief and shock. Did I say Tori Spelling? Toni Collette. I'm sorry, Toni Collette. Forgive me. And I was just watching Betty McDowell, and I'm like, imagine Toni Collette in this role as a mother whose baby just got locked in a fucking vault that we cannot open. I want to see it played, because all of this is played so incredibly. This wasn't made in Hollywood. This was shot in England, but set in Canada. It's got all the tropes and isms and style of that time. You know what I mean? It is exactly the flavor of that time. But I want to see what 2025, 2026 filmmaking would do for this story. And you can fully explore these characters' emotions. You can film in a pitch black vault with only the flashlight. Ooh. You know what I mean? You can cast, not to say that Vincent Winter wasn't good, we just acknowledged he was very good in this, but you can cast a truly incredible child actor to portray the panic and the fact that no noise is getting through. I want to see that. I want to see a scene where the adults come up with a way that they can direct a 6-year-old with complete one-way communication. And they have to direct him to do things that an adult would do. And hope that any of it is going through, because they can't. In this movie, they're just kind of like, they just proceed as if, well, I guess he can hear us.
You don't know that.
No, it should just be hope. And maybe early in the movie, you start with a scene of somebody in the vault while it's locked. The manager and one of the assistant managers is in the vault and it's closed or something, and you can't hear the outside at all. Like, you hear the difference as it opens and closes. And so it's set up how isolating this thing is. But you can see it, so it's less threatening. You're not even thinking about it. But then the kid's in there and the light goes out. And with, you remake it, you just take out that everyone is distracted by the car accident. Maybe it crashes into the bank. Maybe you have the car crash into the bank and do a little bit of damage to the front, and somebody's behind the wheel and they're injured, and we have to focus on this. Like, this man is going to die. Quick, close the vault. Close the vault real quick and tend to this. We already set the time lock. Just shut it and let's get out here and get this guy to safety. And the second they shut it, no, not even. We see it from the kid's perspective, or maybe we don't. Maybe we don't see it from the kid's perspective. Yeah. Oh my God, that would be so much more terrifying to not. They just close it and then they go, and we're just focused on them trying to help this man who is very injured, or woman who is very injured in this car accident. And that becomes the focus. And as this chaos is happening outside, it cuts to pitch black. A child is just screaming. And then they remember that they have the flashlight, And it's not until the parents and the bank tellers and such are done helping this man that they realize, oh no, our son is gone. And I don't know. It just you can add a little more conflict to it that makes it a valid reason for them to not be paying attention. Yeah, I want to see this remade today. I want to see the kids' trauma. I want to see the parents' trauma. I want to see that line of "Please let me out, Dad. I'll be good." I want to see that on full range of emotions. Just a kid fumbling with his flashlight, begging his parents, because I remember as a kid begging your parents not to do something to you, like they were about to punish you in a way or something. Forgive me, I'm getting dark here. And you just are begging for anything but that to happen. Yeah. And what a terrifying piece of acting that would be. And film that would be. And like I said, then you go forward and they have to communicate entirely one way, hoping they set up this speaker system and they just get, we have no way of knowing. We have to hope he's alive and can hear us and can operate these things. And maybe we compress the timeline a little bit so that the rescue becomes more reasonable, so that it's not just him tossing water and sticking his hand through, which is not how that would happen. I'm pretty sure he would burn his arm right off.
Yeah, seriously.
Maybe not. Just the skin would melt off. But either way, it wouldn't be good. Yeah. Anyway, forgive me. I have babbled long enough. What's your next note, friend?
Like I said, I don't have any notes written down, but yeah, it's a really good observation. Really, just like of the time period
Lock.
and like timeline, and but seeing how that technology was used, I like the aspect of the radio station.
Yeah, yes, that was the best character in the movie.
Yeah,
it was the newsman.
Yeah, but them
as
able
Larry
to call,
Cross as the reporter.
But them calling in this expert, they're like, it's like so and so's in a white and blue Cadillac, blah blah. Heading, if you can, just please turn around immediately back to the city. Have your headlights on for police escort, blah blah. Because you think
very smart to use the media.
That's the only way you could get in touch with people back then.
Yeah.
There were no fucking cell phones. There was no Twitter. There was no this and that. Like, you were lucky to fucking, your parents told you to get home when the streetlights came on. But if you had like an emergency like that, like Christ, the fucking smart using the fucking radio station.
That is very smart.
Was insane.
And the reporter is very honest. He's not happy that he has to be there and do it, but he's honest. He's like, this is a huge story, and it will only help you for me to be on the air. A really good character.
Yeah,
and the way he emphasized, the way he empathized with the mother too, that was a really sweet scene.
Yeah, and it showed like just how that, and there's a sense of community in this movie too, because like that's the whole thing is because thanks to that local radio guy, he's getting local people to help
the
bring
local
equipment,
construction business,
like the equipment that you need there and all that, and
we
then
need a
like
compressor. Because
like it's very cool at the end where it's like the whole town basically is there at the ambulance, and then they're like and like I like that scene of like the father like I want to thank these people. I'm like, thank them tomorrow, go be your kid and shit. And then like when the ambulance leaves, everyone just goes on with their business. They close the doors to the bank, and then that's the end of it. But it just kind of like
super uneventful ending.
Yeah, it's kind of like, but I found it eventful in a way because I'm kind of like because that's what a community should do.
Yes.
You should be able to help each other. Like, I'm lucky to live in a pretty small town here in the Ocean State. That's like, everyone knows each other for the most part. And, there is a lot of community there. And, like, people are, like, giving you, like, I'm on this Buy Nothing group I've told you about.
Yeah.
That's how I got these chairs.
Awesome chairs.
And there is just people helping each other out. Like, hey, man, I have an old TV that, like, still works, but I don't feel like going to the hassle of selling it. I think it'd be nice in somebody else's home. And we've gotten TVs and stuff like that. But, like, it's community helping the community. And I think that's really cool. So, in a way, it seems uneventful at the end, but... One, it's like, what other story can you tell?
I only mean uneventful in the way that it was filmed.
Yeah.
And executed.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
You could use some music or something, but like...
We'll get into that.
Yeah. But, Yeah, it's just, but I found it really, really cool how it just kind of ended and like they just move on with the day because that's just what a community does.
Life goes on.
Life goes on. Like okay, cool, the kid's alive. Parents can take it from here. We did all and like
The doctors can take it from here.
And those guys just like I like that scene of like him like looking at everyone's hands like
Yes,
good, you're good.
I loved that scene. I need 6 men, and by the time by the time you start, you're gonna wish you hadn't.
Yeah,
Like,
like it's like
You're gonna be doing
like if that was
such
me,
hard
I'm like,
labor.
yeah, I don't want to do that.
I would. I know
But,
I'm
like-
not. I would get turned away, but I would offer. Like he would look at my hands and be like, "No," but I would be in that
Yeah,
line.
like he'd probably bring
100%.
me in. He's like, I got fucking blisters everywhere. But like, yeah, like the whole
You're
thing.
strong.
It's like,
You could have held that beam there as they hit it.
yeah, right. I would have hit the beam with my fists. No, but yeah, I like the whole thing of like, I respect your courage, Father, but you're probably not. You're probably gonna kill yourself out there.
Yeah.
The priest comes out and tries
That
to
was
help.
really a sweet moment.
But like just seeing everyone kind of come out and like help, they're like, yeah, like there was no like hesitation. People was like, all right, they got in line. Here are my hands, and like they get right to fucking work. They're like, all right, you do this, you do that. Keep your welding team ready because we might have to cut into this thing. It's probably gonna take like fucking hours. We're
Yeah.
gonna be here probably like fucking 10 hours.
Yeah.
Get ready to fucking like ruin your evening. Hope you have no fucking plans because we're gonna fucking crack open this wall to get this kid out. And
It is a
the
good
people-
community film.
Yeah, like some people might not do that, but like again, maybe in a small town they would. But
In 1957. as well.
1957, man, they fucking came through, man, like fucking heroes, and like I think that's really cool. So this movie is not really about it's about a kid, but like trapped, but like it's really about like community and like I think helping one another. That's what I took from the movie, man. I'm like just seeing these people get out, like Connery as the welder. He could have just been like, I'm just here to do a fucking job. But he's like, actually like, no, man, this different kind of metals, man. Like, we can't fucking do this, man. We got to, it's just a team element of everything of like people with different skills able to help. And, talking about that with certain people getting turned away, you'd offer to help, but they can't, but they could help in other ways. So that was really cool to see. Like, sure, you can't help physically, but you might be able to help, get other people involved, get people with tools. They need certain cutting tools. They need this and that. So I really like that aspect of the movie, which I didn't expect to get from a movie from the 50s. But like,
If this was made in the 90s, the local kids would have come together and built the scaffolding.
oh yeah, it would be like the fucking Goonies helping fucking like get this shit out.
The neighborhood bully that bullied that kid. They'd be like, we're going to get together and we're going to save Stanley.
Yeah, seriously.
And Steven.
Like the fucking Breakfast Club, bro. They'd find a way to get in there. But yeah, it's really cool to see because like that's the thing. It's like, why help? Well, I don't know anything about this kid. Why do I care? But they care
Why
because
not?
but they care because of fucking it's a kid and it's someone in our community needs fucking help. Let's help them, man. Like that's crazy. Like and like the reporter said, this is a fucking huge fucking story, man. This is like happening. So either there's a lot happening in this town, or it really is a fucking big deal. It's fucking.
They said it was the
crazy.
biggest story in the country.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They said it was the biggest
It's
one.
supposed to take place.
Imagine that's
It's supposed
the
to take
biggest-
place in Canada, a massive country.
Now the biggest story in like our world is the Haktua girl. It's like
Haktua girl gets locked in a vault.
Imagine that. Would you offer your hands to help Haktua girl?
Oh, she could just like spit on the lock and lube it back open.
So I can't do it. I'm out of saliva. I'm like, oh, well, guys, we can't get her out. I imagine she has like acid spit, like who's
Like an
that?
alien,
Who's
like a
that?
xenomorph?
Who's that X-Men character? There's an X-Men character that spits out. He was in Deadpool 2. I forgot his name. What's the green goo?
I know the Green Knight.
Green Knight. Green Knight would have got all the Connery
spits
characters come to help.
Acid.
Acid, the spitting acid. But yeah, man, that's mainly like my whole like takeaway from the movie, man. It's just like I like the sense of community, and I think it's really cool. And again, you could do this again. I think this movie would be great today because I feel like not to get into how the world is today, but like we need a sense of community in our world.
Do you want to remake this film with me?
We should remake it, yeah.
Let's remake this film.
But we're locked in
Time lock.
in the vocal booth. There's a time lock on the vocal booth.
Oh no!
That's how you keep your vocalists in there. You're gonna get this take no matter what.
I'll determine when you leave. I've got to pee. Well,
Actually, I can't determine it because I set the time lock for 3 days. So, but yeah, man.
no, you can do a good take in 3 days.
Yeah, sure. You'll be
There's
fine.
enough room under there. I can cram some chips one by one.
You put the bag under, it's all crushed. Eat that, you're good. You got like 1 million chips in that bag.
I need a drink. And I just like pour some water under the thing.
Just look it up. Look it up. But yeah, that's my synopsis of.
I do think we should remake this legitimately. Like
And
it would
I
be.
think it needs to be.
Put it in 1957, and keep that sense of community in there. As you said, that's
I feel
important.
you know what this would be good as, because I was also saying, watching this, I think this would have been a nice because it's so short. It'd be a good TV program. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Imagine this as like an episode of like Black Mirror. Imagine like what they could do, like with their kind of
But
weird
what
vibe.
doesn't there some kind of supernatural twist or something?
Sometimes I think is it always supernatural? I don't know. I feel it.
I would-
No, because there was one episode about like AI and stuff. I think.
And Miley Cyrus sings 9 Inch Nails.
I don't know. Is that a thing?
I think so. Yeah.
I remember there was like a computer virus episode or something like that. But like something like that, like a Black Mirror, or like if they bring back, I think they did bring back Twilight Zone. They bring back Twilight Zone. Like imagine
They
Twilight.
brought it back many times.
Like imagine like doing some kind of like a remake of this within a show that does stuff like that. I think would be interesting to see, because I would like to see a different take on, like, keep the same elements of it. But like that, you made it feel like a horror movie. You
It should be. It is a horror movie. It really is. It's a horror movie that is solved by community.
Yeah.
Like that's a good message right there. Like, hey, how often is the solution in a horror movie to either kill the bad guy or a spell or just maybe there's not even a resolution. Like I brought up Hereditary. Like there's no resolution to the problem.
I'd say Halloween H2O was solved by community, kind of. There was community there. Which one had Busta? Was it H2O?
Resurrection.
That one's full of community.
But you could keep that community element, but explore the horror elements of it, explore the trauma elements of it, and then how the community elements of it heal those things, which is just as important of a message. I was talking to you earlier about how, I'm going to bring up politics again, like Tim Walz is a great example of what masculinity should be. It's not about being giant truck, it's not about being Kid Rock. That's not masculine. Being masculine is being true to yourself, to your feelings, to your family, to changing times, to new social norms, to sensitivity. You know what I mean? And that would be a part of this message of that. Like our sense of community in trying to help this guy, it shows one, we're already a functioning community. We helped somebody. But in that, a mistake happened, it happens. Mistakes happen. Bad things happen. And they can cause us trauma. And they can cause horror to those who are undergoing it. But through community, like we get it in micro with the car accident. We see somebody injured in a car accident, and it's a minor injury, but they're in shock. They're all shaken up. And the community helps them. So we get that in micro, and then in macro, as the whole community rallies around this kid in the vault. But then intersperse it with the moments of trauma from the mother, which you can address issues of 1950s domesticity, and I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but in the sense of like, the stay-at-home mother whose career was homemaker. You know what I mean? A homemaker. Forgive me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's what they did. I'm not undervaluing any of that. That's work in and of itself. But, maybe like there hasn't been a strong sense of purpose. I don't know, maybe is the wrong word, but this is the most excitement that this mother has seen in a long time, and it is horrifying. And she is in shock, but to go back to Toni Collette in Hereditary, like, I want to see a mother who's in shock, who doesn't know how much time her baby has left, and because she cannot hear him, they will not know until they get that door open. That is some horrible shock, you know? Yeah. And then you get the typical, like, well, take this medicine or something. And I want to see that scene, but she doesn't take the medicine and then ultimately her pain is relieved by the reporter talking empathetically to her rather than trying to calm down her hysteria. As it's hysteria as they're deeming it, because it's the 50s and she's a woman. So, like, you could get into so many issues, societal issues of the time, which, to bring it back, like, what is Make America Great Again if not trying to get back to the 50s? You know what I mean? Like, racism, segregation, keep people's education low, keep women at home as breeding machines. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that is what they're trying to get back to. And also, if you remake this film and address those issues, you can show, like, oh yeah, see, not healthy. These are not healthy things for people. So that if something really bad happens in your life because of this horrible societal situation, you're ill prepared to deal with something bad happening to you, and you're already made fragile by this societal structure, and now it's breaking you. Like, so we can't go back to that fragile societal structure of the man is the head of the household sense. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? You can address all of these issues in just a little boy being locked in a vault, along with that sense of community, and how that sense of community can overcome maybe the reporter, because he's a reporter, he's a little bit like what they'd view in the 50s and 60s. He's a weirdo. He's kind of weird, but he's the most empathetic of all of them. You know, he's smoked the devil's lettuce. He understands how to feel. And I'm not saying you have to smoke weed to feel, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's more tuned into his empathy, and he can help the community rally around a woman that really needs help, and not to have her hysteria calmed as they view it. Like, no, she needs emotional support. Maybe you can throw in that the husband is not, their marriage isn't good. Like, communally, to the community, they're good people, and they both help out equally in the man in the car accident or the woman in the car accident, whatever it may be. But their marriage is strained, and they don't talk to each other very much. Maybe might be physically abusive or mentally abusive or verbally abusive. It just gives you, there's so many things here that aren't touched upon in this movie that I would love to do a remake of. So forgive me for rambling about this. There's just so much potential.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Along with the fact of really interesting camera angles and work that we can do now. I want a good score to this movie. We'll get into that in our score rating. But, like, I want this as a modern film. I want to see the 2025 version of Time Lock that you could make with a very small budget.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't have any stars in it at all. Like, no big name stars. Like, working actors that need the work and are really talented. A community. Keep it as a community kind of film. You know what I mean? Like, low-key, everyone gets paid, you know, for a working wage. And
although I would have Tracy Morgan play the janitor. That'd be the best. Tracy Morgan.
No, I would make it Hans Moleman. I would just animate Hans Moleman. Hello. He's the one where it's like, wait, what the? Why is the Simpsons character in this really dark? He's yellow. The whole movie's black and white, but he's yellow.
Oh, would you make it in black and white? The remake?
100%.
Nice.
100% in black and white. In a pitch black vault, so much more terrifying. When the only light that comes on is like...
You know what I'll do, though? Make it black and white, but the shot of them opening the vault is like Wizard of Oz, where you see it from inside, it's dark, and it opens to color, and the movie ends in color. I think that would be sick. Because imagine the shock and that. I mean, that's a shock to get watching Wizard of Oz. Is her stepping into the color after seeing that sepia tone for almost an hour, like half hour. Before
It's a
you
little
get
while.
into it.
I need to rewatch The Wizard of Oz. That is a
I
fucking classic.
I rewatched the Pink Floyd thing recently.
Oh.
Because I was just like, oh, we watch this. I want to fall
It's
asleep.
not great, right?
I love it. It's just relaxing to me.
I've seen it. It doesn't. The better one is Echoes with 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Echoes.
That's the better one. Like, and it's only on the back end of it, but
yeah, I just love when that happens, when it goes to color and money comes on. I think that's my favorite part, because you see something. I've seen The Wizard of Oz a million times, but it's always nice to go back and watch that once every 2 years. Check that out. Watch the Pink Floyd. What's it called? The Wall of Oz. I don't know what they call it exactly. What the official thing is.
I'm not sure.
It's like
Dark Side of the.
Oh, Dark Side of the Rainbow.
Yes, there we go.
That's what it is. Yeah. So it's fun. But yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool to have, if you can have it in black and white, go into color. But like I don't know, man. I like these period pieces with wacky colors too, because I just watched. I think I told you last time I was with you, Asteroid City, and that's a
Wes Anderson
film, and Wes Anderson would be cool to see him do this. I think, but just the way it looks, the period piece, but like. It looks almost like a comic book. I don't know. The colors are it's kind of like that Green Day video. Which video did they do back in the day? It might have been, I don't know. It's off Dookie. But they filmed in black and white, but they colored it in. You know what I mean? That's what that movie looks like to me. It looks like it was shot in black and white, and they just colored it in. It's just so vibrant and looks a little. You look at it. I mean, I watched it on a. It was a pretty good screen on the plane there, but I was just kind of like, it just looked something about the colors are like very vibrant. I don't know, so it'd be interesting to see that used in this film.
Real quick, speaking of vibrant colors, the fire is starting to bother my eyes again. Do you mind if you got a beverage there? You want to just splash it on there
Sure.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
It seems so.
Oof.
There you go.
What a gag.
That's that
get
kid
old.
saw the whole time he was in the vault.
Yeah, that's actually a good fit.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's perfect. We were going to look for a vault door or something, but we couldn't find one. That's fine.
I like your idea of the vault opening up and it goes to color. That would be cool if we wanted to keep the kids' ending ambiguous. But they want to show that the kid's alive. We could keep it totally ambiguous. I think that would be a really good ending, to keep it totally ambiguous. But a major change I would make to that ending is that the paramedics are right there. They are right there outside the door. When that kid comes out, instant oxygen. Why do they slowly bring him out to the ambulance and slowly administer the oxygen? And granted, the tension of like finding out that he's alive is good because it's slow, but it's so frustrating to watch because you're like, you are medical professionals. All of that stuff should have been right there with you. And you shouldn't have left it in the ambulance. And maybe they had to, because that's where the power to it was or something.
Yeah, I think you have to be in there.
But if they had time to set up fucking compressors and shit, you should. We had the doctors here 6 hours ago. They're set up. They're ready to go. Once that kid comes out, everything is ready. We're going to pump that kid full of oxygen, and he's going to be in the back of that van. So that was the thing I would 100% change about that ending, because it seems a little unprofessional of those doctors. But I do like the tension in the whole town just watching, will he make it or not? But I do think combine those two, where the doctors are right there, they grab him and they get to the thing, and the community starts watching, and it just becomes uncertain. Maybe we don't get any response. The parents go into the van, and we just don't get any response. Ambulance, excuse me. And the doors close and it drives off. That's it. And the community is just left wondering. And we are just left wondering. But
I feel like that would piss off a lot of people.
yeah, then it takes away the hopeful ending. It's better if he's
Yeah,
it's
you
better
gotta
if the
know.
community comes together and he's alive, because then it gives the message that if the community comes together and does something about it, the outcome may not be positive.
Yeah.
So yeah, to have a good message and a good ending and a good hopeful feeling. Not that everything needs a good hopeful feeling and message and whatnot, but this one does.
Yeah.
Let the community come together. Let them be saved.
Yeah, you need to get that payoff at the end.
You know who we haven't talked about much? Sean Connery.
The man.
Yeah.
I heard an applause break in my mind when he walked in.
Me too, dude.
Like,
like
it
he was
was
on a fucking sitcom.
Because they get that shot of him walking in, I was like, that's him, dude. Holy shit, there he is.
I audibly went, "There's our boy."
Yeah, there he is. So like we talked about earlier, we knew he wasn't really. He was more like an extra in this movie, but he still had a role in this. So I don't look at him as Welder 2. He's Bill.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this guy has way more lines than I thought he was gonna have.
He's got maybe like 7 or 8 lines.
I think we'll talk about like his acting score later, but like, I'm not saying this guy like Connor, but he's performing better than Welder 1. Welder 1 is kind of something about the way he carried himself a little off, even when he was in pain with the burn
On his face. Yeah, he's hamming it up quite a bit, and
It's
then the
like,
second he's feeling better, he's like, "I can get back to work.
Yeah,
Don't you doubt me. I'm an actor from the 50s, you see."
But you could tell that he's really he's putting in the work in this film. He looks great. He looks cool, and I was like just so glad to hear him talk, because I really thought, I'm like, oh, he's really just gonna stand there with the welding tool, just like this. But even just standing there when he was quiet, it's just the way he carries himself, man. Is so awesome. So yeah, I was very, very excited about him, and I loved his performance. I thought he was great. We'll talk more about that after. But what are your thoughts on Connery?
Well, I've got his entry time, 25:43.
Wow, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quite a bit before we see him, because they've got to establish the situation and then determine that we need to call some welders. Let me just knock out all my notes. I wonder if that's Eric.
Oh, maybe.
It is. Oh, folks, we've got a guest coming in right now.
If he can get through the door.
Let's aim our harpoon guns at him.
Yeah.
Shoot you with a harpoon! Hey!
Knock, knock.
Who's
there?
Interrupting Cal.
Interrupting.
Oh, you got us.
Interrupting Connery. What?
Knock.
Who's there?
When and where?
When and where? Who?
Me, you, coffee, 8 o'clock.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
I'd use that if I wasn't married.
Hey, bud.
Hi, I don't know where I'm
How's life?
Hey, man. Just L-I-V-E-I.
Yeah.
It's Livy.
Do you want to join us for a moment? I don't have a third mic hooked up.
It's alright.
Just yell into mine.
Clearly loud enough.
Fuck it. Put it
Yeah,
right in the
yeah.
middle, bro.
What's up, guys?
Hey, it's Eric. Oh, careful you don't break that, dude.
That's true. It's very delicate.
Yeah.
I thought he was. I'm like, holy shit. This is the most graphic episode we've ever had, ever. So we're talking about
1957's Time Lock. Oh, watch your head here. It's a film where a young boy becomes trapped in a bank vault, and the time lock is set for 63 hours.
Ooh,
And
that's enough. He's got enough oxygen, right?
no,
Really?
he's only got about 10 hours of oxygen.
Oh, I better start digging.
and the whole community comes together.
Have you ever been locked in somewhere, Eric?
Yes, I was once locked in the box office at the Columbus Theater when no one else was there.
Ooh.
Really?
Horrifying.
How
yeah.
long were you there for?
Like, I don't remember. I kind of blacked out.
Shit.
Yeah.
I've only been locked in a walk-in freezer at one of my old jobs for like 35 minutes. Wasn't bad. But like I felt like that kid, man, because I was like banging on the door. We didn't have like one of those safety like buttons. It was broken.
In a walk-in
So
fridge?
in the walk-in, it
That's
didn't have
like
the fucking.
every kitchen staff's worst nightmare.
It is, and I was stuck in there, and it was during the winter, because the walk-in we had, like we had to go outside, and like the walk-in was like out there, so we had to go outside and then in there. So I had a jacket on, luckily, but I was fucking dying, dude. It was freezing.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever been locked in anywhere, but I do have a locked out story in this place. I had a gig to do for my last employer, and I had their van, but my keys with the key to their van, but all of my keys, and I was in here doing some work, and then I left, and I locked the door behind me, but I had left my keys in here, and I had to go to that gig in their van, and I basically had to wait until you got back to get in and get the keys.
And that was when you got extra keys, yeah.
Yeah. So,
How many keys do you have in total? I feel like if I had a place like this, I would be like 10 keys.
yeah, I think I've got like 8. Maybe.
It's like I need.
Really?
Yeah, I think I got
Wow.
So I would be too
My
freaked
sister's
out
got a
to
spare set right
fucking
now.
lose keys, dude. That would freak me out.
I've always been cool with just one key.
a few. If you need one, call my sister. She's got my spare set at the moment.
You heard that, everyone?
Exactly.
Just call Dylan's sister if you need a key.
She's got the
Anytime.
spare keys to the studio. How's your day been, dude?
My day has been fantastic.
Yeah. You want
I kind of smell like barbecue. I just came from Wes's Rib House.
Really?
Ooh. Shout out to Wes's Roadhouse.
No, do not.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Just went to eat or just hang out? Had a gig
I was
there?
eating, yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
Cool.
What'd
What'd you have?
Tacos.
Ooh, tacos.
Had a pulled pork taco, a pulled chicken taco, and I think one of them was like a brisket taco. Or something.
Oh.
I didn't even look. She said tacos. I was like, I'll take it.
No, put whatever you want on it.
This episode brought to you by Wes's Rib House. This episode of Connery Curious.
I whiz. You guys
sorry to
should
the
start
boys of
fucking
Wes's
making
Rib House.
ribs here, and then have like a venue in here.
But it's just another reminder to support local arts.
Yes.
Please.
Go out, show out, be out.
This is an episode about how important community is. So
Cool.
Yeah,
It is-
honestly, this
it's
is-
huge. And it's like, so I heard a cool Charles Bukowski quote today about like, you pull a string and a puppet moves, but we don't always realize we're all strung up like that. And this a little thing like a music venue closing can affect so many lives. You know what I mean? So it is community is a very delicate thing.
I met my partner at a musical venue at the Spot.
Oh, the Spot, man.
I thought you were talking about me for a second. I was like, yeah, I think we did know.
I met you in college.
No, we all
but-
met in college.
But
We're partners here, so I'm
yeah,
I thought it was
but honestly, we found out that if we didn't go to college together, we all would have met each other anyway.
at the Spot.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah,
Huge,
yeah.
huge, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy to think about. But fucking, the Spot was the best, dude. I used to love the Spot.
Yeah. This episode of Connery Curious brought to you by The Spot,
Absolutely.
a business that's been closed for almost 10 years.
I'll say they
and
never
Josh
moved.
Willis. Big shout out to Josh Willis.
Yeah,
Josh.
Willis.
I wrote a
Because
poem
they never
once.
moved anywhere else, right? Because they were at like Foxy Lady or something. Not Foxy
No,
Lady.
Firehouse 13
Yeah, right.
Same
They were-
thing.
for a little
Yeah.
bit, and then
Yeah.
well, that Madcap was not The Spot, and then it was at
Because the last version of Spot I was at was around the
Coliseum.
corner, Coliseum.
Yeah.
That's the last version of where I went to. Because it used to be near where Fat Squirrel is now, I believe at one point. The best one was the
that's
one
a
we used.
skew.
Yeah. But-
Speaking of Madcap, shout out to Big C, Nate Cozzolino.
Nate Cozzolino.
Very inspiring individual.
I wonder what episodes Nate Cozzolino and Josh Willis would be on for this podcast.
We should have both of them.
Yeah, for a film that they've never seen before.
I bet you Josh likes some Connery.
I'm willing to. Dude, in our journey through this podcast, you come to find that everybody likes something that Sean Connery has done, even
Chris
if they
Hansen,
don't know
dude,
it.
like last week, this was like.
She dips beneath the lasers.
Like, you would think Chris Hansen would be like, oh, let me do a Bond, and he did the Robin Hood one.
Robin Hood and Name of the Rose.
Name of the Rose, like, what? Like, why would you
Just
not pick something else like Indiana Jones or something, you know?
What's Name of the Rose? Forgive me for my
It is
ignorance.
a murder mystery at a monk abbot in like the 1500s.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's a super random movie, because he said that he saw it like a bazillion times. And I'm like, that's the movie you've seen like 100,000 times?
And Prince of Thieves, yeah. Both
like,
films
what?
starring Sean Connery and Christian Slater. Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, not at all.
this is
Thank you
great.
for joining us. What are you up to the rest of the night?
Well, how long are you guys gonna do this? Because I want to watch a movie.
Oh, well, we can wrap up in the next 20 minutes.
Give it like an hour, hour and a half. I'm not in a rush.
Oh, you hanging around?
Yeah.
You want to do some dabs before we watch a movie or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Boogie Nights?
I have not. Are you gonna watch Boogie Nights tonight?
Yeah.
You never seen Boogie Nights?
I have not. Well, let's watch Boogie Nights.
That's the plan.
Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
I might have some company too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Me.
We're going to be proving ourselves in the ground tonight.
The probing ground.
The probing ground.
You know, I think I had other plans actually.
We're going to go watch Boogie Nights in my car.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Honestly, this episode of Connery Curious brought to you in part by Eric Gary. So thank you very
He
much
brings
for
the goodies.
helping us, loaning us these cameras to make each episode possible. And
This is so fun.
yeah,
Yeah, you're technically our producer.
yeah,
Kind
you're,
of,
you're a
yeah.
co-producer.
Executive.
Executive, yeah.
I think I'm the executive
No, you
producer.
are.
With the amount of work I put in on this podcast, I'm the executive producer. You're a co-producer for sure.
Eric just comes and says, good job, Dylan.
Yeah.
You're killing it on this edit today.
I'm the motivational provider. I don't know.
Oh, you do a great job.
Provide the emotions.
No. Yeah, we can wrap this up relatively quickly.
Hell
We
no.
don't have that much left to discuss.
Yeah. Do you want to stick around for our scoring?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
here.
do that.
We're here.
It's going to be interesting because I'm going to keep cutting to the shots of us, and it just might be half of his face.
Well, there's a middle camera, no?
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
We can get a mic and plug it in if you want to.
No, it's too late for that now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just pass if he wants to say something. I'll pass and shit.
All right. Well, let me just cover the last of my notes. Where is the oxygen tank?
I thought it was like a boom arm. It is a boom arm.
I thought it was really interesting that the dad and the bank manager, when they're ready to open the vault, they spend 5 whole minutes just chit-chatting in front of the vault. Yeah. Like, all right, now if this goes well, just get to it. Stop
open the
blocking the vault. You're in the way. They give him adrenaline, and I wished that it was the same. I wish that the kid had the same reaction to the adrenaline that Kerry Russell has in Mission Impossible 3.
Wait,
where,
they gave him adrenaline?
yes.
Like,
Yeah, they give him a shot of adrenaline, yes.
they just had it laying around?
Well, the doctors
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a cool doctor.
in the ambulance. It's a cool doctor. But
I was hoping it was going to be like super soldier serum, like fucking Captain America.
Well, I hoped that the kid would like jump up and like point a gun. Are we still recording on the screen in there, Eric? Yeah. Awesome. Audio? Yep. Excellent. What you got there, bud?
Microphone?
Oh, you're just gonna pretend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shh, I'm not pretending. It's a microphone. They can hear me.
I did write, what if he's brain dead now?
Oh,
What if he is? They don't address that. Like, he could very well be brain dead.
From lack of oxygen?
Yeah,
They find him unconscious?
yeah. And they just, all that's determined by the end of the movie is that he's alive. That's it.
like he's breathing.
Yeah,
That's
he's
all.
breathing. The parents get in the ambulance and they close the doors and drive away.
Like Time Lock 2 is probably like super fucked up. 'Cause
Time
probably,
Lock 2 is just them, their marriage getting more and more difficult as they have to take care of a disabled child.
Damn.
Is there a bank vault involved?
Yes, this is what the kid is locked in.
He's stuck in the
The
bank
second
vault.
time?
No, there's no
No, there
sequel.
was no
We're just
Time
making
Lock
one up.
2.
Oh my god.
Not
You
again.
had me. And that was my thought. Like, how still? Just get
He
him.
gets. It's like a
They
kid
lock
gets-
him in.
and he's disabled, but he's stuck in the vault this time again. Oh my god.
Maybe he was brain dead.
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah, because they really hit you quick. There's like the end, and the movie's over.
Yeah,
You know?
and so it's never. That's a real possibility, is that this kid could now be brain dead. Okay, my last 3 notes: modern remake set in the same time.
Yep.
Okay, my last note is of the music, which we'll get into, and then my final note is that Mario. Do you know what episode number this is?
54.
Almost.
Is it 60?
It is 60.
60.
Episode 60, folks.
Let's go.
Yeah. I think we have-
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This episode brought to you by Connery Curious. 60 times.
That's the truth.
Times 60.
Time lock. Another time, another lock. So yeah, that's the last of my notes.
Shit, man.
Yeah, let me just open this computer back up. I need to get the password.
You mean you had to untime lock your
The
phone?
password is Star Wars.
Star Wars 1. Dude, I was at the grocery store the other day, and I literally watched this woman put in her like credit or PIN number for like the pay for a credit card.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Literally watched her do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, did you hear about the? Again, I'm gonna bring it up again. Did you hear about the hack that the Trump campaign? It happened. It happened.
Did it involve 1, 2, 3, 4? The password?
Do you know what their password was?
Was it 1, 2, 3, 4?
MAGA 2024.
Oh, come on!
That's beautiful.
Come on! Come on! That's hilarious.
Anyway, okay, so what you got, bud?
I'm too slow. After you said MAGA 2024, I was going to play the Star Spangled Banner.
Too slow. I'm trying to catch up here.
All right, well, should we get into our ratings?
Yeah, so guys, after we discuss the film, of course, we get to this scoring section of the show where we score the film itself and the man himself, which will be interesting this week. We also do the sexy rating, the SH,
And the musical score.
and the musical score, which are going to be very interesting to talk about because some things don't exist in this movie. But
Like what?
there's like no fucking music, man.
Oh,
like no-
I love films like that.
But some movies like this, you'd be like, it could use a little something.
Want to just do that as our first rating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little shame. Should be some music.
And Connery's barely in this movie. He plays Welder too.
Folks, don't forget to go back and listen to my episode about the bowler and the bunnet. Easily the best Connery Curious episode ever.
Honestly, it is one of my favorites because I think that's the hardest
it
I've
actually
laughed.
is a really good episode.
Because
It's just a good film.
Yeah, well, it really was a good
we
documentary.
should do it.
I love a good nonfiction.
We should Connery do the Connery
Commentary?
commentary with him.
I'm down.
Watch it again.
Oh, yeah.
On Patreon, we have like certain movies that we go back to and like do a commentary for.
Cool.
So we should do that with you. I think it'd be really funny.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Just talk about him riding that fucking bike and shit.
Oh, that was the best shot.
Yeah,
that
and
was
seeing,
so
and
good.
seeing the ghost playing soccer.
So real. Really brought the man down to earth for me.
Well, honestly, because he directed it, it really like showed me like, oh, he's got some really inventive, creative ideas.
Yeah.
Like this came from his head.
You get
Or-
to know.
or you hope it did.
You get to know a little bit of his humor in the films he acts in, but then you get to see it like expanded in a film format. On when he directs, it was really cool.
And on that note, it made me realize we've got Bowler and the Bunnet, Edinburgh, Goal, and I think this might be the 4th shortest film we've done.
4th shortest.
Yes, 73 minutes. This is the shortest film that we've done, like movie.
Yeah, it flew by. dude.
Fiction.
Yes. Yeah, actually, all 3 others were nonfiction.
Yeah.
And those were shorter. Yeah, Goal was like maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The truth is always a little more to the point than when people are making stuff up.
But yeah, let's start with the musical
Yeah,
score.
let's do
man.
it. So yeah, as we were saying, as my last note says, the opening music slapped. The end music, not so much.
Yeah.
There's 2 pieces of music in the whole movie. The beginning and the end. There's not one piece of music throughout the whole thing, which is one of the things that could really benefit from a modern day remake.
Sure.
So what's your rating?
I'd probably give it like the 2 pieces that we did get are good tracks. It just you could use more in like certain tense scenes that you like monologues that were in the movie. So I would probably give it like a solid 7. I think it's fine.
Okay.
Well, you could use a lot more, man.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Oh,
Because I think that opening piece of music is like a 9.5. It's awesome. It slaps. Punch some of it in, Dylan. It's really, really good.
Go, 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 go.
The end song theme, whatever it is so generic that it's nothing. It's
it might as well have been the fucking Indiana Jones theme song. You know what I mean?
You think somebody had a deadline? Like they started and they had all these great ideas and all this time on their hands. And then at the end, they're just like, I just got to throw something in here.
I mean, how much of a deadline did they have in the 50s?
They
what else was
spent
going
all
down?
their time making the opening theme awesome.
Yeah. I give it a 6, the whole thing.
Are we counting your ratings for this?
No, I haven't seen the film.
Okay, yeah, I don't think it's appropriate.
From what he's heard for the last 5 minutes,
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, this seems like
Give it a
trash.
6. They're doing all right.
The music is
It's a passing grade.
at the opening is really good.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
because we literally only have 2 pieces of music, I'm literally just taking the averages of them, and
Yeah.
it came out to a 6.5.
I think it's fair.
So, well, let's go back to our SH rating, what we normally start with.
Yeah, so Connery, again, is in this. Do we have like a total?
I didn't add up the time. But
It's probably
maybe,
like, I would say a half hour, because we see him
Yeah,
in the
he's there for a
background
bit,
a
yeah.
lot. But when he talks,
maybe 20, 25
he
minutes.
has maybe a page of dialogue, not
Yeah.
even.
7 or 8 lines or
But
something.
this is, again, early Connery, 50s Connery. There is no SH.
No.
There is no SH, so we usually give him a 1 if that's the case. But I might just give it a 0.
I'm giving it a 0
It's
to
not
Mario.
there. His when he says things.
Yeah.
The SH.
You were on this
Oh,
podcast.
oh,
you
on the-
remember.
Yes.
The sh that he adds to everything.
Yeah.
But there's no.
But in this, it's just this.
It's-
He's just talking like this.
It's super clear. It's
Wait,
weird.
is that his real voice? Is Connery faking the Connery?
Exactly. No. But
This
at
is
this
like
point,
young. He's
at this
like-
point, that his
He hasn't
it's just
found
not
the
thick.
SH
Yeah.
yet. It's like
It
a
thickens
a
as-
Whovillian getting their nose. You know what I mean? He's got to earn it.
Sure.
William.
He's an angel getting his wings. But yeah, it's like
His wings.
as he gets older, as his vocal cords thicken up a bit, maybe as he drinks a little more, smokes a little more, maybe it's
Because he's like 20 something in this movie, right?
You know-
yeah.
who's
He's
got a-
27 in this.
You know who's got a great SH?
Who?
Chris Hansen. Not naturally, but when
Like-
he's doing his Connery
Oh,
impression.
yeah,
he
he
does a good
I love it.
Connery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
He does a good
Keep
one.
Connerying.
Yeah, check out last week's episode, not the Hunt for Red October, Prince of Thieves.
Prince of
Excuse me,
Thieves.
was last
That
week.
was a fun one, man.
And check out the Name of the Rose episode.
My chest was hurting because I was laughing so hard when he did that fucking Ben Solo thing.
Oh my god.
Ben, he's doing the Force and shit. That
Oh, it's
killed
Ben
me.
Kenobi.
Oh, Ben Kenobi, yeah.
Nobody's calling to Ben Solo.
Well, Han Solo did.
Yeah, fair.
When I was little, my brother and I used to always do this thing where we lay in the snow and reach out and go, Ben!
You see his ghost in the storm. You must
What-
go
what
to
do
the
you want?
Dagobah system.
What do you leave me alone? I'm up here boning.
Just picturing you and your brother like just fucking taking a fucking bump on the snow, like Ben. What are these kids doing?
All right, so we're
I do
both
the same
giving it
thing.
zeros on the SH.
Yeah, zeros, man.
Move on to the sexy rating. What are we giving this for the sexy rating?
Nothing really sexy about this movie, man. Like, you know, even I thought the irresponsible bank teller was kind of cute.
Yes,
Well, the
she was
perfectly shaped
very
head.
attractive. Yeah.
I thought she was cute.
Oh, so it's like the whole movie.
Yeah.
And all
Yeah,
encompassing sexiness.
Yeah. So like, I'm like, but nothing
Sorry if I do, sorry if I don't.
nothing sexy about, like, you know, like and there's a lot of dudes in this movie.
Yeah.
It's all dudes.
But that doesn't mean it can't be sexy. I think there's some very attractive dudes in this
But
movie.
I think some are okay.
Yeah.
But
You want me to give my rating first?
No, I'm gonna say
Okay.
mine's a 4.
Okay.
Oh, it's not that sexy to me.
Well, Mario, I think we're gonna differ here.
Uh-oh. It's because of the janitor, right? You're into the janitor.
I love my Hans Mole Man.
What's
Welcome
his
to
name?
Mole Man in the morning.
What is his name?
Hudson.
We gotta show her the janitor later.
Oh God. No, I'm giving it an 8.
Okay.
Not because it's a super sexy film, but you're right. That teller is very attractive. The actress who plays the mother is very attractive. The father is very attractive. I forget his name here.
Daddy, if you will.
Pete. Exactly.
Or Zaddy. He's probably a Zaddy at this point.
Zaddy.
It's just
It's like
a cooler way of saying it.
yeah. It's like
Daddy with a Z.
it's like Daddy, but like one more level up.
Oh.
Zaddy. It's like you're slurred a little bit in your Spanish.
Yeah. We'll get you hip to it.
Robert Beatty as Pete Dawson is very attractive. I mean, look at this man. That's an attractive man for 1957. And
Yeah, he's got all the wrinkles.
so
Man
between
could need.
that, the attractive teller, and Sean Connery looks so
Connery does look good.
damn good in this movie. He looked great.
He looked like that, yeah.
How
Basically.
many years before that was? So 1 year later, he would be in that film. 1 year later.
Look at that.
He looks great in this movie.
1 year later, he'd be in what?
In the film that is featured,
Oh,
that
oh.
photo is featured in Another Time, Another Lock. I mean, Another Time, Another Place. That would be the sequel to Time Lock. Would be Another Time, Another Lock.
A lot of time on the lock.
A lock in time.
Makes 9. But yeah, I think he looks really good in this.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And him holding the welding. Okay, there was a moment where when he turns the welding torch back on, he flicks it. Nicole just went, "Oh my!" I'm like, I agree.
Oh my!
I agree entirely.
That's at least one extra sexy point.
Exactly. So yeah, 8 for me. We did our musical score. Film or Sean? Which one are we doing first?
Let's do Sean first
Okay,
because
let's do
I
that.
feel like there's less to say about him, unfortunately. In his maybe 20 to 35 minutes of screen time, I thought it was cool.
20 to 30 out of 73.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he's not
he's
really
in it
in
a
it that
lot,
much.
but it's a lot of him in the background. Like he's a pretty because like
He plays an important role in it.
when we looked this up, early on, it's like I remember me and
Second
Dylan,
welder.
Yeah, I remember me and Dylan talking about this. Like, he plays second welder in this. Is he going to be? Does this count as a Connery movie? We're like debating that for the longest time. We're like, let's just fucking do it. 'cause
I'm
he's-
glad we counted it.
Yeah, I'm like, he's in it, so we gotta do it. And like, sure enough, he has.
Well, is there any films he's in that you didn't count?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. There's a film called Un Monde Nouveau, where he just.
That the one that used the Goldfinger premiere.
Yes, yeah. So basically, another film that was produced by Harry Saltzman, who is one of the producers of the Bond films. He basically just used footage of Connery at the Goldfinger premiere and works it into the movie.
Okay, so that's like sampling a song in a production. where It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, that artist wasn't involved.
Exactly.
You just borrowed
Connery probably had no idea he was even in it.
it. Okay. And another you said?
I'm
fascinated
So
by it.
that Un Monde Nouveau we couldn't find at all. There's a couple of TV movies that he's in. One is called like The Holy Grail or something. We couldn't find those, so we had to drop those ones off the list. And there was one other that was the same thing where it was like he's in it for a split second, and it might be like him on TV or something, like probably a clip that he had no authorization to give. So we've taken a couple off. If we looked at his,
Makes sense.
you know what? Hold on. Let's look at his Wikipedia, and I'll tell you exactly, because I think it may have just been those 3 or 4. Sean Connery filmography. Well, I haven't looked at this Wikipedia page in a while.
Whoa.
A Night to Remember, Lifeboat Survivor, uncredited extra. Should we watch that?
I mean,
The final night of the RMS Titanic? Oh my god!
uncredited extra sounds like another one he might not even know he's in.
So,
He just walked through the studio.
so we've got this one, Lilacs in the Spring. We've got that on our list because it's his very first film, and he's an uncredited extra.
Oh, that's right. So
Sean Connery for breakfast? No, silly. Sean Connery puff cereal.
So Mon Nouveau, España Campo de Golf as himself. I think he's. We don't know what context that's in because we couldn't find that one either.
Spanish.
And the Dream Factory. I'm really sad we couldn't find that one. I'm really sad because that is a Marlo Thomas production. And as a kid, we were my brother and sister and I were raised on a record and television special that my mother was raised on by Marlo Thomas called Free to Be You and Me. Actually, if you heard my cover that Tess and I did of It's All Right to Cry, it's from that.
Cool.
Free to Be You and Me is much more well known of her work. You can easily find it, but we couldn't find anything of the Dream Factory, and that was the one I was really hoping we could find because it's a kids program. I want to see Connery doing a kids program.
So there's just no digitized versions online, or
Not that we can find. There's a couple of pictures.
Wow.
That's
Have you checked eBay?
I haven't.
Check eBay for a used copy.
Yeah.
That's the shit.
I searched all the online archives that I could find.
I've done that with music that I assumed somebody must have digitized and I just could never find. And eventually, from enough Google searches, I found a CD version of an album my brother and I used to listen to when we were little. So I bought it for him for Christmas one year, but it was so much more special because it was a hard copy. So it was really cool.
That's awesome.
And it was cheap. It was eBay, $15 or something.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Well, maybe I'll see if I can find it on eBay. I'm determined to find it. Maybe we'll do it as a bonus episode along the way.
if we can find it before
eBay, God's yard sale.
What else did we not do? Ever to Excel is the last one that he did. He was a narrator, and we took that off because we also can't find that one online.
And it's recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, his last thing he does, his last film he did was Sir Billy.
So
last on screen was League.
yeah, but everything that we've taken off the list, we took off because we couldn't find it. Though now I'm curious, Connery curious.
You found Finding Forrester.
Do we put A Night to Remember? Because that wasn't on this Wikipedia page when I copied it to our document.
Really?
Yeah.
So someone's updated since?
Yeah.
There is someone out there who's also Connery curious.
Maybe.
I've never seen another Titanic film.
The film disappointed at the box office. However, it received critical acclaim.
That's right.
Among the many films about Titanic, A Night to Remember is regarded highly by Titanic historians and survivors for its accuracy, despite its modest production values compared with the 1997 Titanic.
It's a film you might
The movie
remember.
has a score of 100% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 90% audience score.
Whoa.
All right, fuck it. Put it on the wheel.
Are we really?
Fuck it.
Should we?
Fuck it. Let's do it.
A Night to Remember? And you know what? With our luck, we'll get it tonight.
Yeah, we're just gonna continue to extend this wheel. This wheel will never. We'll find another movie that he was into. We're just gonna keep doing this forever. Well, okay, it's officially added.
Alrighty.
Let's get back to our scores. I don't even know what I was saying. We're on to our Connery.
Our Sean rating.
So yeah, okay. So
because we brought up why he wasn't in the film much, and,
Yeah.
and other films that we've taken off the list because he wasn't in them much.
right. So yeah, so
All right, Dr. Evil.
so based on like the 20-ish minutes we had with him, he's definitely giving it his all, man. You definitely tell he's showing up and trying to impress some people. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's like they gave him a pretty simple. I assume they gave him a very simple line to read, but he just made it sound as important as he could. You know what I mean? So for that, he gets an A for effort for me. I give him 8.5.
8.5?
Fuck yeah, dude. Like, he looks good, and like he's trying. That dude's gonna be James Bond in a few years. Good for
Well,
him.
you know what, Mario?
Thank you.
I just updated my score from a 7.5 to an 8.
Wow.
I'm gonna join you at an 8.5.
Welcome to the 8 Club.
I'm gonna join you at an 8.5, Mario. He was really good in this film. He was bringing his all, and for the 20-25 minutes that we get him, he's really bringing a powerful performance. He cares. He wants to get this kid out, and he is frustrated that he knows he's using the wrong tools. He knows this isn't going to happen, and it's pissing him off because he wants to get in there and save that kid.
Put that thing back where it came from.
So help me. So help me. So help me. And cut.
Fuck yeah, man. I like it.
She's out of our hair. So yeah, 8.5 from both of us. Now let's go to the film rating.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Okay.
All right, me. If you want to hear my full thoughts on it, rewind the episode and go back to when I was talking about, Community and everything. I think it's awesome. It's a really fucking good movie. Short, sweet. I'm giving it a fucking 9, baby.
Wow.
That is a 9. That is a solid 9, baby.
Damn. Wow. Okay, so I was changing my score right as you said that. I had it at a 4.5.
Really?
Yes.
But wait. Drum roll.
But our conversation, our Connery conversation, are the things we've discovered about the movie, a discussion of the potential of a remake. I bumped it up to a 7.5.
Oh!
Damn. So are we coming back to this movie?
Fuck yeah.
I'm coming back to write the script for the remake.
I'm coming back. It's not the lyrics.
Well, we were saying that this film has a lot of potential for a remake.
Oh, so you're going to remake it?
I would love to. I would genuinely love to
shoot it
remake
all in here. I said we just locked Dylan in the vocal booth, and that's the whole movie.
We really, it wouldn't take
We
much.
have a vault.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
You know what? There's probably a vault downstairs.
No, this is one of them. This was for sure. Like, look at the.
Yes, for sure. But there's
They
probably
weren't like vaults because things weren't. I don't know how to describe it.
there's probably an actual vault in this building though.
Got it.
Like an actual
gotta
vault.
be. Like the not the arms room where the
Like a
arms
steel
were-
door
like
vault.
an artillery room where like the bullets were kept or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cannonballs and.
Yeah. You know what? It's probably in one of the rooms we looked at in the basement with that long hallway with no
yeah.
windows. It's probably in there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's no adventure.
Yeah.
But all right, man. That's good looking scores
Alright,
there. You
let's
want
go over
to
them one more time.
check them out? Those averages.
All right, our average SH rating is a 0. He ain't shushing at all in this film. Our average sexy rating is a 6. There's some sexiness to be found in
There's some
this.
sex.
Our average musical score is a 6.75. It would be much better if there was some actual music to be found in the sandwich. But one piece of bread is really good and the other is pretty mediocre.
An open face sandwich.
Simpson, use an open face club. A sandwich. Open face club sandwich. Our average film rating is an 8.25. It's pretty good. We're coming back to this film. I want to remake it.
Hell yeah.
And our average Sean rating is an 8.5. He's doing pretty damn good in this film. He's bringing his A game. For a total Sean rating of 59.
Let's go.
59
baby.
points. So you're missing out on not having a great musical score and the fact that he's not once does he shh when he says the letter S.
No shush.
Exactly.
What's the highest score? I see Frightened Cities 69. I see 73.
Nah.
Our highest,
Indiana Jones.
Goldfinger 74.
our
Indiana
highest
Jones.
score will probably
77. Play something.
be Indiana Jones is 92.6.
81.
Followed by Highlander at 91.5.
Yeah, I think Indy's the biggest one.
Yeah. Here, you know what? I can get them for.
So the Highlander one was. Oh no, Indy was the best. What was the highest rated part of the Highlander one? I don't know why I'm getting all statistical, but.
Oh, you good. Okay, so
I just want to see where
Last
the weight of the
Crusade
grade
followed
is.
at 92.6, followed by Highlander at 91.5. So the highest thing in Highlander was, I believe it was the SH.
Oh yeah, his
Navigate.
accent's
Yep,
fucking
yeah,
thick
10.
as shit.
Wow.
10.
That's cool.
But then backed up by the fact that it is a very sexy film. It's got an amazing musical score because the score to that movie is done by Queen.
I love this chart because you could almost decide which Sean Connery film you want to watch based on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
We're-
goal.
We're
with
probably going to release this publicly when it's done.
it. For sure.
You could be like, I'm not really into the accent, but I love the sex appeal. Like, what movies are in my ballpark?
Exactly. Yeah. You can organize it by those.
Like, imagine if there's a website that you could do this with, like, any actor. You know what I mean? Like, what's the best Tom Cruise movie? You know what I mean? Or whatever. Like, it's a
Cruise
cool
and
little thing.
Curious.
Ooh. Or Curious Cruising.
No, that doesn't sound great.
No,
I don't know.
Curious
I don't know if
Cruising.
Well, you can't go cruise control. That's
I don't know
too
if,
basic.
I don't know if you know the connotation of the word cruising, but
Oh yeah, like we're about to pick up other men.
well, sorry. Welcome to our podcast, Curious Cruising, where we're looking for something to do.
with other men.
We also ask them what their favorite
anything
Tom
wrong
Cruise
with
movie is.
Yeah, and
I'm sure it's a wonderful time
we'd
in the woods.
with that the whole podcast we can only have gay guests on, and we discuss Tom Cruise.
It's like
films.
Bang Bus, but we're also asking questions about Tom Cruise.
Exactly. And what's our lowest out of curiosity? Connery Curiosity.
Probably
Our
lowest.
lowest
Out
is
of curiosity.
Tarzan's Greatest Adventure with 24.
See,
Even Action of the Tiger and 5 Days, 1 Summer is better.
Yeah, right?
So, yeah, Tarzan's Greatest Adventure didn't leave a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Or didn't leave a lot.
I
to,
barely forget
It
what
left a lot to be. You know what I'm trying to say? It
I
didn't
barely
leave-
remember him in that.
Yeah, he was an asshole in that movie too.
Yeah.
So.
like his character, or
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
not a friendly guy in that.
That's
he
fine.
he picks on a dude. Like some dude has a
you know, someone wrote his part, right?
yeah.
Okay.
But
Like, he's a
he makes
bully.
the choice to play it that way. That's the thing. Like you can choose to play it a different way. Like you can lessen that a bit. So there's a character that is like holding a locket of either their wife or their mother or something, and Connery steals it. And the guy frantically chases him. Connery leads him into the woods and gets the guy killed.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like,
He's-
just for fun?
No, he's like impaled on a booby trap, and Connery's like, "Oh man, well I guess he should have watched where he was going." It's like, you stole his picture, you made him chase you in here. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Which patch of woods is this, so I can avoid it at all costs?
It's somewhere in whatever jungle that Tarzan lives in.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not specified.
Hmm.
Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Is that how they say it?
Tarzan. Yes, everyone calls him Tarzan.
Tarzan Daily?
Tarzan. Yes.
Tarzan Day.
Tarzan Weekly. Okay, so that wraps up our ratings.
Which means we get to go on down to
Wheeltown.
wheelofnames.com to spin the wheel of curiosities. And man, that pizza pie is getting some big slices.
Well, it
man.
had 11, but we just added a 12th.
Look at that. But still, it just.
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
There's our list.
That's insane, dude.
Wow.
I'm at the point where I know we ask, like, what do we not want to see? What do we want to see? I'm at the point where I don't care. It's just like we're at the point where we hit a lot of highs with, like, we've hit just about, for me at least, everything that I've seen in him, seen him in, for the most part. I want to see Presidio. I want to see, I definitely want to see Marnie. I'm very curious about Marnie. But other than that, I'm like,
You haven't landed on Entrapment yet?
No. Strangely, like it took us a long time to get to Hunt for Red
So-
October. I really want Time Bandits.
ooh, from
if the
Time
guest,
Lock of Time Bandits.
another time, another bandits. If the guest that we have for that is still lined up and is still down to be the guest for that, it will be maybe the funniest episode that we've ever done.
I think so, maybe.
I have a feeling. So I really want Time Bandits.
Hell Driver's a great name.
Hell Drivers looks awesome only because I don't know nothing about the movie, but it's awesome because you know why? Chris Hunt will come back for that. So and that will be our first 3-time guest, right? Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And Chris is awesome.
Do you click to spin or click to stop the spin?
We click the spin.
Yeah, stop itself.
Can I do the honors?
You can,
Yeah, you want to spin?
but not yet because we got to do a couple of things first. We got to shuffle and we got to summon it.
All right, let's shuffle. Let's get the shuffle going.
All right. So, Eric, you say when.
Shuffle it.
You say when to stop.
Oh, stop it.
Okay.
Stop doing that.
Okay.
Stop it.
Then
Okay.
what?
Do you want to switch seats here?
No, I thought we summoned. There's a little ceremony, no?
Yeah,
Okay.
there is, but do you want to switch seats?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Scrunchy.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
All right, so you're going to click right on his face, but not yet, not yet.
It's my podcast now.
Oh, no.
I'm the captain now.
All right, you ready?
All right. It's time.
Are you ready to spin the
The wheel
of...
How nervous he is.
The look on his face...
He looks like a kid when you're singing happy birthday to him, you know? He was like, what do I do?
When we say Curiosities, you're going to click on that wheel.
Wait, but you asked if I'm ready. So I don't answer the question. I just hit the button.
Yes.
Okay.
But
So
you're
I guess-
ready?
I guess the answer to my question doesn't
Are
matter.
you ready, though?
No. All right, I'm good. Let's do it.
All right, now I'm good.
Let's go.
All right, Eric. It's time to spin
The wheel of curiosities. Oh, he shuffled again.
Shuffle. You're on shuffle. Let's
gotta-
try. Hold on.
You gotta move the mouse.
Bring it to his face. Wait, we gotta summon it again.
All right, sorry, one more time.
Now we will properly summon the
Wheel
of
curiosities.
Oh my God! Oh!
Anderson
shit.
tape.
Okay. All right.
This is what I've been waiting for.
You're welcome.
Almost,
let's switch
almost
back.
got to do it.
We came so close to getting the one we just.
I
added.
would have been a little annoyed if we got that, honestly.
What did that happen with where we put it on and then we instantly got it?
It's been a lot.
Oh, it was Macbeth.
Macbeth.
Why is Highlander still in there? I thought you watched that one already.
Highlander 2.
Highlander 2.
But it says Highlander it something.
That's the
Yeah,
wrong
Highlander
one,
2,
too.
The Quickening.
Yeah, Highlander 2 is going to be interesting. I can't wait for that one.
So.
I thought there can only be one.
Yeah, well, there's like
Apparently there could be.
9 movies and like 4
There's
series.
two.
There can only be a few Highlanders.
Well,
and there's
Highlander 2, there's two
two
versions. We have to watch.
Is that what that quote is from? There can only be one
Yes.
Highlander?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
But yeah, there's 2 versions of that film that we got to watch.
Motherfucker.
So I'm looking forward to it. And then neither of them are long. They're both under 2 hours.
Oh, thank God.
So it's not like
Well,
we're.
I think I need glasses. No road back. I thought it said no road block.
It does look like a block for me.
Yeah.
It's something about the color, I think,
And the font.
and the font that
yeah.
fucks with you.
Well,
But hey, man, I mean, that was very exciting. I've been looking forward to seeing this. So next week, Sean Connery will return in the Anderson tapes.
do you know anything about that? Have we discussed anything about it? You're going to see a young Christopher Walken.
Ooh. I don't want to know anything else. I don't want to know anything else.
Well, hold on. Here's what we need to find out.
'Cause I kind of like that when you see someone like, holy shit, that's fucking. Ah! I'm good.
Are you okay?
No, it's good. No, he tapped my foot, and I wanted to add drama.
Well,
But it's
you
it's
can
always
watch
exciting
it.
to see like young Dumbledore and shit. Oh yeah, where can we watch it?
You can watch it on
Fubo?
Fubo. If you have Fubo TV, you can get it on Prime, YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV. You can pay to rent it. I would say I got my copy of the Anderson tapes from the library when I saw it when he died.
Did you get the Anderson tapes on tape?
No.
That'd be.
But I will rent it from the library again so we can watch it.
There we go.
Again.
But yeah, the Anderson tapes it's a heist film.
I love heists, man. I'm in. This is another one. I know we talk about like besides Bond, these are people mention Red October or Indy, but I hear a lot about Anderson tapes.
It's a good one.
So,
I remember again
I'm ready
when
for it.
I rented it when he died, and I liked it a lot. Yeah.
So this is gonna be good, man. I'm excited, man. So.
And it's Sidney Lumet,
Oh, let's go.
which I think that's our last Sidney Lumet film. Is the Anderson tapes?
R.I.P. man.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Not his last film, just our last film, because he did a number of films with Connery, and I think we've watched them all now. It's Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express.
You never know what the wheel's going to spin next. The Offense. So yeah, next week.
I'm ready for
2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
In 2 weeks, Sean Connery will return in the Anderson tapes. And until then, I'll be returning as Mario Lima.
And I've been Dylan Titus.
And I'm Eric G.
And as always, folks...
Do you want to say it?
Stay curious.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that.
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but say it with the SH.
Stay curious, folks.
That's all right.
That was good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Connery Curious.
You've been listening to Connery Curious, a Titus Compositions and Friggin' Nerds Media podcast. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Connery Curious for updates, memes, and episode clips. You can also visit Dylan on Instagram at Titus Compositions to hear other podcasts and original music, watch music videos, or even pick up a great vinyl record. For more discussion about your favorite films, comics, and games, and a network for all things nerdy, visit me, Mario, at Friggin' Nerds Media. You can rate, review, and share the podcast in-app, which helps us grow the show and reach other curious Connerys out there. Thanks for spending time with us. Have a great day, and remember, stay curious.